Hey, it's Joe Glines, my Automator, and you're about to watch a video where we were on a client call with Russell, and he's also a Hero member, and he was just mentioning he hadn't used Git in a while and was not familiar. So Irfan gave him a little bit of an intro to it. It's a good solid 20 minutes, and then another client came in and we had to end it. So it's going to end abruptly, but there's a good 20 minutes. So if you're not used to Git and wanting to learn how to use it and the benefits of it, check out the video. It's pretty solid, and you get you started. Cheers.
Legit. So you can see uh the the changings that we made to it. So you can see there is a branch going on. So we have the main branch, the release, and the development. And then we have two uncommitted changes. So everything I will do change, it will tell me, and it will not let me change the branch until I deal with those changes. So let me explain what are the branches. So for example, the main is the tool we never make changes into the main. Main is the branch that always work. Okay. So when we have fixes and we fix on the development branch and we apply it to the main, and when we apply it to the main, we make sure before it is working fine, and then we apply it to the main.
Yeah, this is very similar to a tool I was using under SEO Unix back around 2005. But uh, since I left that company in 2010, I haven't looked at these systems in what, 15 years now. Um, but the overall process is, or at the surface, looks identical.
Okay, so you can see my work, Irfan. The name is mentioned here. So you can see what I did here is like 0 changes, but 6 additions. And you can see Isaiah's worked on 8, remove the 4 lines, add the 3 lines in here. And if it is the git ignore. So this is a special file where it start with the dot, and it doesn't have the name, but it is kind of extension dot git ignore. So this means the old to resource and these extension, we are excluding them to be followed, or by the this is ignored by the Git repository. So Git is ignoring them. So we will not have the history for these locations. So Isaiah, what it did is he removed some empty lines and add .vs code to it. So you see VS Code was not there. Now he's adding it. And this is the only change he did it here. And you can see all the changes that Isaiah is doing. He released it here and then merged the branch. And then I start working on the development. So after I finish, Isaiah checks it, and then he create a release, and then we upload that release on our website. So you can see I added 71 lines and removed 0. So I added a speech method in there, and this is a addition. So you can see here it is empty, and here it is the function. And you can see the line number. So 407 and then 478. And if I go up, you will see the line number are same 406 and 406. So it is telling me this is a addition. And so this is the history I'm looking at. But I can switch to the branch. So I can switch to the different release. So if user tell me, yeah, give me the previous version, it was working fine for me, I will double click here and I will go to the binaries folder and share with him. So when we compile it, we move that thing into the binary, and every release must have the working binary in there. So we are keeping our our working tools, working versions. So whenever we are in hurry, we just share those. So if the most recent release is broke or something, we will use the previous one because we are sure it was working. And let me show you the. So now I have to delete two things in here. Let me go into the. Or just delete them, or I can. Here I can tell it revert it, delete the file, revert it, delete the file. So here is the source, here is the source control, okay? So source control repository, this is one I selected, and what changes is there? There is no change, but I haven't published it because it is a local. If I hit this publish, it will add to my online Git repository because I am connected to the online Git hub. So GitHub and Git repository are two things that can be connected. So I haven't published it. So that's why I always have this button, but I make sure I never press it because this is my private plus local repository. And let's do a changing in here. So let me change this version to 7. Okay, I hit the save button, and you see I have one changing in there. So I click here. I click here, and then I will see. Okay, so the changing I am doing here is nothing else. So you can see the one line here. I can move it here, and here I will see the change. So I can hit the add button, this one. So now it is staged, or I can put the whole thing, every change in there. So for example, I add a different change in the. For example, I remove this line, and you will see now I have one change, but in this one change I have two lines in there. So one line is here, and the second is I remove this line. So if I add this button, so I added the first change, but second change is still unstaged. So I can comment this. I can say I changed the version, and it will update it here. So it will update it here like chore version bump, like AI voice DLL only for OpenAI. So this was the fix enable AI voice DLL, and it will look like this. So you can see here AI voice disable. This button is here, this variable is here, and I'm using it to disable this GUI control. So these three changes are connected and they are related. So, and then there is a save. I did multiple changing. They are related to each other. And now I know it is in one update. So that's why we don't stage everything. So if I click here, it will stage all. So my two changes, they are not related, but they can get staged. And then I have to like find into it. So we make sure that we stage different things, unrelated thing with the unrelated. So with the unrelated comments, the this way we have the comments in here, multiple comments. So these are multiple comments, but they tell us what we were doing step by step. So we work on everything and we test it and mirror, and when we finished our work, then we come to the source control, and then we start staging different changes here. So if I unstage here, okay, so discard changing. Okay, I can discard here, so it is revert to this one. So now this is the development branch. Okay, so I did the development, it was 102. Now I can go to the main version, which is 101. So I double click it, and you see this whole dot here. And now you can see all the changes that I made are not applied to this main. So there are 21 changes that are not applied to this main repository. So what should I have done? I should select this thing, and then I would say merge. So right now I cannot switch to the main. Okay, I switch it to the main. So right now I can select this one, and here I can say merge branch. So when I merge it, right now I will not do it. So they will stay on the top line, and they got merged, and you will see this blue line will touch this point, like here it is doing, and touching it here in there, and then it also touch here. So all the changes we did here are applied here. And these graphs tell us what is going on, and then we can create multiple branch, and we can delete them too. So I can select this one and delete it. I can select this one and delete the branch. So that's how we work with the repositories. Do you have any question?
Not at this point.
Okay. I think when we will practically work on this, then you will start to realize. Let me do an example, short example here. So
That's what I was gonna say. Also, yeah, he has to actually do it to really let it sink in. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So let me create a repository here. So
And also, I have used a similar tool in the past.
okay. So this is my
And the overall structure is very similar to the Unix system that I worked with.
So I opened this test folder in VS Code. You can see it is empty. And when I go to the source, it is telling me initialize a repository. So when I initialize a repository, so it is just initialized. But first thing I will do, I will create git ignore. People create license and other stuff, but right now it is local, so I don't need the license. So there is a file name .license. So that license will be attached to that repository. So in the git ignore, I would say ignore the test folder and ignore the ini files, ignore the DLL, or ignore the executable, ignore the zip files, and ignore the bad.
and just to
And all
clarify
the
a thing, because I know Git can watch those files, right? But you're just trying to keep it clean. Is that the main goal?
and I'm still learning, so
Yeah.
I'm not like good at keeping the repositories
Well, thankfully,
compared
is
to the others. So let me create a file here. So test.ahk. As soon as I create this file, you will see I have two changes. First is this one, git ignore, which I didn't apply, and the other is this file that I created. So let's apply the ignore file. So I would say here chore add dot git ignore. You can change the comment. So we have kind of chores, we have refactors. I think chore refactor, we will do chore refactor, and then we will do fix that for bugs, and then we will feature. So we do wait for features and fix for bugs. So that's where we know. So when we look at our comments, we know. So right now we are adding, so it should be the add did ignore. So we are added, and then we add this test file. So add test.
I would say that would be a chore, but that's okay. So Joe, I'm working on the hero calculator.
So when I directly click it without unstage, it will ask me, do you want to stage all? Stage all mean every multiple changes, if in there, they will get staged and applied as well. So I have to do this stage, and then I have to commit. So I committed my change in here. Now there is no change in there. And if I look at my graph, you will see I have two steps. First, I added the gitignore file, which I can look was empty, and I added it here. And then the next commit is test AHK, which was like empty, and is still empty. And right now, I will try to create some GUI in there. So test GUI or test UI is the best for GUI. Sorry. And then test UI dot add text test. And then I will do edit. I can say ID. And here I will say.
Joe, can we move to a different
Yeah.
real quick? Oh, question.
Here's the little code. Sorry. So this is the little code that I did. I check it, it is working. And then what I would do, I would go to the change, source control, I stage it, I say add test UI. Okay, so when I commit it, and it is committed, and then if I look at here, I'm here, the main file, I created the GUI, and then I can create a branch. So let me do another branch. So closing this one, coming back here. So some users said, I cannot see, the text are very small. I need a bigger font. So I would say, yeah, let's just do it for him. So I come here, I change the branch from here. You can see this here. When I click here, it's a create new branch. So when I click the create new branch, and here I would say font size 12, or maybe development branch, DEV, and I hit enter, and you will see it is changed to the development here. I can change it from here. So now I have main and development branch. I can click here. I have main and development branch. And then I can change it from here, but it will be very complicated. But easy way is to click here and create new branch, or switch to the main, or switch to the development. And now comment this change to the development branch. So I will say change. Okay. Font size. And now you will see here, we have different branches in there. So this branch can be your different tool with the different language, and this branch can be your French version repository or something else. So we can maintain multiple branches and apply changes to them. And we can work on different branches. So I am here, you can see the font size is 12, but when I switch the branch to the main branch doesn't have it. And I can switch to the multiple branches here, and I can work on it very easily. So then there are changes.
So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Normally we at least did there, but I wasn't on the call at the time, and it just kind of ended. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you learned something. It really helps us out. Cheers.